I'm WeFama and this is my guide for noobs, Navia edition. Let's get into it. For her playstyle, she's a main DPS. And she has a very fun combo. Boom! To see some big numbers. Boom! If you want to see some big numbers. Her abilities are very satisfying to play. Boom! Umbrella Shotgun. Take a look. She's very easy to understand, low skill level, but really high damage. One caveat for Navia is that she does require some good artifact pieces and some good teammates in order to be comparable to the modern day DPSs. Alright, let's get started with her weapon. Her weapon, best free to play, is Tidal Shadow. This is a craftable in Fontaine, and the passive is pretty good for her too. However, if you buy the Battle Pass, Serpent Spine is a really good option. If you don't want to buy the Battle Pass and you're free to play, just go with the Tidal Shadow. On to her artifacts. Navia has two great artifacts. Number one, her best in slot is Nighttime Whisper in the Echoing Woods. This is her best by a mile. However, this is not really fun to farm because the other set is kind of bad. So you could run either a sub DPS Navia with a Golden Troop, or you can run a main DPS Navia with Marechaussee Hunter. They're both in the same domain. So I would recommend farming for these two. If you have Farina on your team, Marechaussee Hunter is sometimes better than her signature setup. However, you have to have Farina on your team. It's a requirement. For our main stats, you want attack, geo damage, and then crit. For the sub stats, you want crit rate, crit damage, and then attack energy. Navia has this running joke that even though she has 99% crit rate, she will still hit the 1% of miss. So play Navia if you're a high gambler, high roller. Now onto her talents. She uses her auto attack just a little bit, so level this up. I brought it to 6. 6 is good enough. Before I explain the rest of the talent, I want to explain how Navia works. So whenever Navia or her teammates run over and pick up a crystallize, Navia will get a bullet. Like these crystals on the ground right here. You run over, you pick it up, boom, she gets 1 extra bullet. Now it's because using the bullets, her skill will just use all the bullets and do damage accordingly. So basically the more bullets you have, up to 6 bullets maximum, the more damage Navia will do. However, Navia's damage per bullet increase will peak at 3 bullets, and then 4, 5, 6 bullet will only increase her damage by a little bit. So get her to 3 bullets before you press her E. You can also hold down her skill and she'll suck in all the bullets so that you don't have to go run around and picking them up. Navia will shoot a bunch of cannons, there'll be a bunch of geo damage coming down, raining down like rockets, and she will gain more bullets. So her burst is just applying geo onto the enemy so it crystallizes, so then she gets bullets. So basically her rotation is just use her burst at the start, so then she gets bullets for her E, and then her E generates enough energy for her burst again. Onto her A1 passive. So whenever Navia presses her skill, her auto attack will become a geo damage, so now she does geo damage. This normal auto attack is also a good way to generate bullets. For a second passive, whenever she has a Pyro, Electro, Cryo, or Hydro team member, she will get 20% increased attack. And this attack can only stack 2 times. Her third passive is just Expedition passive. Alright, on to Constellation. C1, whenever Navia uses her shotgun attack, she'll get more energy, and the ultimate has a shorter cooldown. So basically, more ult time. This Constellation is very good for quality of life. So for C2, she just gets more crit rate. This Constellation is very good if you're low on crit. And then of course, she does a little more damage at the end. For C4, whenever her ultimate is active, she'll do Geo Resistance Shred, so more damage. For C6, her shotgun does more damage and she'll get some bullets returned back to her. So the Constellations you really want are C1 and C2. But go for C1 if you don't want to build energy on her. Alright, on to our teams. This is her best in slot. Just replace Kachina with Shilonen because I don't have Shilonen. Shilonen will normally be here. Shilonen is probably her best support. Navia is a very flexible DPS. She can go on basically any single team. You can sub out Farina for Jingling for more damage. You can run Beneficio Farina. This is a great team. You can run a double DPS because their on-field time really isn't that long. So you can run Navia and Movrika. You can run Navia and Noel. You can basically run any Geo person here. I just don't really have too many Geo people to show. So you can run Shilonen, Zhongli, Albedo, Chiori. You can basically run any Geo people here. You can even run Navia, Bennett, Janssen, Farina. And then if you don't want to use Farina, you can just use Yelan. You can use any water. You can basically use any combo here and Navia will still be good. Alright, onto her rotation. You want to start her off with her ultimate. And then do all your support stuff. And then you switch to Navia. Boom. Get some autos in. Run around. Hold her E. Get all the particles. And then you ult again. Her rotations are really simple. And then switch to all your other people. Get their rotations again. Do your Bennett. Boom. And then go to her. Boom. That one didn't crit. Oh, that one crit for so much more. This is Navia on a different team, so I start off with her ultimate. And then Farina skill and burst. And Nefa skill and burst. This is not a very optimal team. I'm just demonstrating. You can basically run any team on Navia and she'll still perform well. Boom, 197k. Suck up all the things. Boom, 115k. Navia is a good main DPS for almost any support in the game except for Dendro and Animal people. As long as you're not using Dendro Animal people, Navia works on the team. If you want some healing, a Scoffier also works here. Boom, 117k. All I'm trying to say is Navia is very easy and flexible. She can go on any single team, and she's really easy and fun to play. So now, hopefully you understand how to play Navia. Peace out.